name is Thomas Tapy. If you are watching this for the first time, welcome to something new. Hopefully you're joining me from somewhere like Instagram or maybe TikTok. I was encouraged to do this by my beautiful girlfriend Sophie, who you'll be seeing a lot of on this platform. I used to do YouTube when I was younger, and I still do have another channel in here that's dedicated to my photography work and teaching people about photography. I just haven't been very active on that just because I've been so busy with so many other things. But I figured that this might be a good time for me to start something a little bit more creative, a little bit more intimate, if you will, that's kind of detached from what you guys may see on my usual platforms. This is a little bit more of a long form content type deal. Yeah, I guess this is just an introduction into what you can expect on this platform. Hopefully I am able to teach you some things about life, about my experiences so far, and about things that you can look forward to here on this beautiful rock that we call Earth. That was like oddly spiritual. I'm not a very spiritual person. Pardon me. Sorry. Let me hit you guys with some things that I think I'm going to try and do on this channel, just because I think that it would be a lot of fun to kind of go over these things and be reoccurring segments. I'm a big sucker for reoccurring segments. First and foremost, I really enjoy when a creator has things that they're known for and that they kind of are able to innovate within themselves. This is extremely close. So, I don't want to cater too much to one side or the other, just because I feel like in terms of orientation, I don't want to be only dedicated to my demographics being predominantly girls, and I don't want my demographics being predominantly men. So I'd like to be able to have a pretty good split in between. So I think what I plan on doing with this channel is one, like a full-scale kind of vlog thing where I dedicate most of the time to just kind of showing you guys a day-to-day schedule of my life here with Sophie in New York and anything that interests me. I'd also like to make videos at the start of the month about some monthly mood board type deal, or some sort of like, whether it be via Pinterest or any other type of platform where I get a good sense of what I'd like to do fashion wise for that month. I think that it would be interesting showing you my process on how I pick my clothes and dedicate myself to finding better outfits and everything like that. As well as, I think it would be really cool to do like a book report. I think that would be really cool. At the end of each month, I kind of create a video on the book that I read that month, and what it means to me and why I would maybe suggest it or not suggest it. I think that would be kind of cool as well as any other like little tidbits of my life, audition processing and everything like that. Just in general, just a different aspect of my life that you guys maybe don't see on a day-to-day basis. Not that this is going to be too overbearingly, me, but just showing you that I'm more than what you may see online. So, even though that this is still going to be online, just a little bit more, I don't know, different. So, let's dig into it. I think a part of me also wants this channel to be a little bit more of helpful thing. I feel like when I was younger, I didn't always have somebody there to kind of guide me, and I didn't really have any other role models, and I wasn't an organized kid. I was everywhere. I didn't really have anybody to tell me these things. And I think I partially also just didn't want to listen. And as I've gotten a little bit older, I've started to realize the importance of staying organized and of creating a routine for yourself. That's really big in Sophie and I's lives, and trying to be more diligent about being kinder to yourself, which I have an issue with. So today's video is just about some things that I do to try and get myself back on track after I fall off track. This is a crazy thing to mention in your very first video, but my grandfather passed away on Tuesday. I flew back home to Florida. I live in New York. Flew back home Sunday night, and he passed on Tuesday. He had cancer, and the whole family was there. Everybody was there. My mother and my grandmother. I had family fly in from St. Louis, where he's from, and we were in hospice with him while he passed away. And it's only been a couple days, and I haven't processed, really. It's my first loss in my adult years. I had a lot of loss when I was younger. Both my grandparents on my father's side passed away when I was young. I had a couple friends pass away when I was young. I'm 23 now, so this is, the first one that's been in my life for a considerable amount of time. And it all happened so fast, in less than 2 weeks, this all happened. And I guess I'm sharing this as a sense of release, almost, but also just to discuss that everybody processes these things very differently, and unfortunately this is the one inevitable that a lot of people are going to have to go, everybody is going to have to go through, is loss. I'm not a very big griever. I try and be as strong as possible for the people that I care about, so I don't like to show a lot of emotion when it comes to that sort of stuff. But that doesn't mean that it doesn't affect me, And so the whole point of this video is just to kind of showcase how I get back on track. Because I've been knocked off track for about a couple weeks now, just because his health has declined so rapidly. My mother lives in Florida as well, so she's the only person that can take care of him. And so it's been tough. So this is just something new. It's something a little bit more real. And it's something I'm excited for, to kind of showcase a little bit more about the sweet moments of my life. So let's continue.
Hi.
Hi.
It's time for lunch for me.
Time for lunch?
Yeah, I think I'm gonna need some tuna.
That's stinky. I think I'd like to finish off this first snippet by showing you guys a couple of the books that I'll be reading at the start. Well, it's October now, but I picked up these books last week before I headed back home. Quick little plug. There is this guy, I don't know his name, I'll have to figure out his name, but if you're in Brooklyn, I work in Williamsburg. I live in Brooklyn, but whenever I get off of work in Williamsburg, right off of the L train, there's this guy that sells vintage books. He's got a really good collection of them, like a very decently large and diverse variety of books. Everything from like cookbooks to, you know, classical stuff. I'm talking like Kafka, Camus, and just a whole variety of good authors. And he happened to have a couple books that they're all in like nearly perfect condition, and they're all really old. And he sells them for a very generous discount, I think. I picked up 4 books last week that I'll be hopefully able to finish throughout the month of November. And so I wanted to show you the 2 books that I'll for sure have finished by the time that November ends. And they're these 2 right here. Other than that, I know that this was kind of like a very weird first video, a little bit somber, if you will, and I promise I'm not gonna be all Debbie Downer all the time or anything like that. I just think it's important that this type of experience is a little bit more rooted in reality, and that it's not all some sort of grandiose facade into what is the rest of my channels throughout the internet. But regardless, I am very excited to be, you know, going on this next step and, you know, hopefully showcasing a little bit more of a creative aspect towards what my life may look like. I think that the next video, I definitely know what the next video is going to be. Sunday, we have to go upstate, and I'll be recording for a good majority of that. I think Sophie will as well, which I think that this will be really fun because Sophie has her own thing, and then I have my own thing, and then on the moments where we kind of cross content or anything like that, you'll be able to see how I see her during these moments, and maybe you'll be able to see how she sees the world versus how I see the world. I think it would be a good contrast. So, welcome. Thanks for joining for this first little segment, and I'm very excited to continue and kind of showcase whatever. Alright.